On this week's Flames Central, we mic up head coach Hugh Freeze and bring you the latest report from Liberty Football Fall Camp.
That plus we head to Puerto Rico to check in on one former Flame while another is on her way to Tokyo. It's all straight ahead on this edition of Flame Central. If you stopped by for some Liberty football, you came to the right place. We have all the latest coverage on this edition of Flame Central. I'm Emily, he's Matt, and Matt, fall camp on the mountain is in full force.
Yeah, Emily, the Flames have been grinding away at practice the last couple of weeks. Meanwhile, that first opponent on the schedule getting closer and closer.
It sure is. And at this point of fall camp, I'm not sure anyone knows what practice number it is, what even day of the week it is, but they do know about that date with Campbell on September 4th. For now, let's check in an inside look of one of those practices with a mic'd up head coach Hugh Freeze.
7 days. How you doing? How are you doing? Good. I don't know now. This 2-on-2's a whole nother animal now. This 2-on-2's a whole nother animal now. Can you put two two good days together? Yes, sir. All right, let's go to work. Good period here. This is good stuff here. Say it. This is good stuff here. I don't know if you can handle that 2-on-2 now. Throw on time or scramble. Be aware of the scramble. Good, good. Scramble, scramble, work, work. Atta baby, good, good work, good work. That's the way it's supposed to be, the drill. Good, 16. That boy Quentin. Fall out, run. That's it, move. Good. Scramble, drill, scramble, drill. Yeah. Blow it. That's it, endo. Shake your hands. Good work, good work, good work. Good work, good work, good work, good work. Third and 5, 3rd and 5. Gotta convert to real stuff, real stuff. Oh, you got him. Oh. That's it, blow it, blow it. All right, hey, another good work day, another good work day. Defense gotta keep bringing it, keep getting better. Keep getting better, keep getting better, keep getting better. It's gonna be hard for people to take that ball down the field on you guys.
Well, you heard it there from Coach Freeze. What did he say? Going to be hard for people to take the ball down the field on you guys. He's talking about that Flames defense, and it appears they may be even better this year than they were a season ago. In this week's Fall Camp Report, we hear more about just how special this Liberty defense has a chance to be.
It's no secret that the Flames defense has dominated throughout fall camp. The Flames look very similar on this side of the ball, bringing back almost everyone, but they also have had some big additions, including former Washington State safety Skylar Thomas, who despite playing at the Pac-12 level, has had some pretty high praise for this Liberty defense.
Honestly, this is probably the best defense I've been a part of. The most complete defense, I would say. At the Pac-12, we had players standout players in one position. We may have a standout here, a standout there, but I feel like this defense as a whole unit is the best defense I've been a part of. Everybody's on the same page, and everybody wants more. They're not content, everybody's hungry.
While it's great that the defense continues to excel in fall camp, it has caused for some concern for the Flames offense.
Really struggling to find consistency. We haven't found any group yet that has been as consistent as I'd hope we'd be at this point in camp. You know, maybe some of it's to do with when you're trying to install everything, you're running things against looks that aren't good. That's some of it, where hopefully in the game we're good enough coaches maybe to not run into bad looks, but sometimes that happens. But we've got to find some consistency offensively, and that starts with us as coaches.
Now, wide receiver Noah Frith told me that quarterback Malik Willis brought this offense together. Players only, no coaches around, just to talk through some of those mental errors that the offense has been making throughout fall camp. Noah said, without a doubt, this offense, this team will be ready come September 4th against Campbell.
Well, the watch list season may be winding down, but not before the Flames land a couple players on another one. It was announced last week that both quarterback Malik Willis and defensive end Jarrell Johnson have been named to the Reese's Senior Bowl watch list. The Senior Bowl, the most prestigious college football all-star game in the country, and these two Flames are early candidates to be there. The game itself will be played February 5th in Mobile, Alabama.
Well, it's pretty clear the secret is out about Liberty football and its talented quarterback, Malik Willis. Don't believe me? Just listen to Andy Staples, who has been covering college football for more than 15 years. Today, he's a senior writer for The Athletic and shared his thoughts about LU on our Flame Central podcast. Are we just feeling this hype, though, because we're inside of the Liberty bubble, or is this program starting to get on the map, across college football?
Well, I definitely think people look at Liberty as a team they don't want to play now. And, you've got your Power 5 schools that would probably not want to schedule them right now. And you look at what they did last year with Syracuse, Virginia Tech. They scare the heck out of NC State. So those are the schools looking at them going, oh, okay, I don't want to do this. But you've got a new audience this year, and that's the NFL draft picks are going to be a huge Liberty watching audience because they want to see what Malik Willis can do, because Malik Willis is one of the most talented guys in the draft, in terms of arm talent, in terms of physical measurables. He is one of the better quarterback prospects for this draft. And I think people want to see him play. And, last year I think they saw highlights, they saw the occasional stat line, but I don't know that they were watching as closely as they will be this year.
Great stuff. If you haven't subscribed to the Flame Central podcast, what are you doing? What are you waiting for? It's on Spotify, Apple, Google, wherever you listen to your podcast. We are there. And let me tell you, it's only going to get better and better as we jump into football season. So don't miss out on any more exclusive content. Download the Flame Central podcast today.
Well, last week we gave you a look at Liberty basketball's trip to Puerto Rico. Well, one of the benefits of our Flame Central crew being there, aside from getting a great tan, was it also gave us a chance to catch up with Liberty legend and Puerto Rico native Georgie Pacheco Ortiz and bring you this update on his post-Flames career.
Cuffey inbounds it, cross the paint to James. He catches with 12, up top to Cabell. Cabell left corner to Georgie for three. Got it! 14 seconds left!
Georgie Pacheco Ortiz had a knack for making big shots during his 4 years with the Liberty Flames. And some things never change. Now playing professionally in his native Puerto Rico, Georgie starts at point guard for the Guayama Brujos.
Man, playing back home is great. Been watching this league since I was little, and I know how the fans get. And man, I just love the environment, so it feels great to be able to play home.
But getting to the pros wasn't easy.
I was overlooked my entire life, and I had to trust on myself. Put all that trust, believe. My family believed in me. My close friend believed in me, and I didn't give up. And Coach McKay was the only head coach in the nation that pulled that trigger and offered me. And he gave me the car keys, like the coaches say, he gave me the car keys from day one. And he gave me that confidence, and he believed in me. And if it wasn't for him, I don't know what would have done.
Georgie plays his home games less than an hour from where he grew up, and his family can often be found in the stands cheering him on as he competes in this 12-team league.
This time of the year, the best players are playing right now. So every game is a battle, is a great opportunity, especially for me. It's a challenge every day. Especially in my position, there's players that play in the league. They're MVPs in the Euro League, and I'm just enjoying the process, and I'm just taking it day by day.
Georgie's enjoying every minute of professional basketball and is grateful for the support that helped get him here.
Thanks for my family, for my circle that they push me every day, and they wanted me to get better, not only in the basketball court but in life. Thank God that I'm able to be able what I do, which is playing basketball.
Staying with Liberty basketball, Caleb Holmesley wrapped up his 4-game NBA Summer League schedule with the Washington Wizards, and it was an impressive run for the former Flame. Holmesley, who started every game, averaged 12 points, a little under 5 boards, a little over 2 assists per contest. A solid showing for the former ASUN Player of the Year, who will now wait to see what options are out there for him for the upcoming season.
We stay on the hardwood and with that alumni theme with former Lady Flame Irene Sleuth, who was a standout for LU women's basketball from 1998 to 2001. Winning 4 straight Big South championships here at Liberty, Sleuth played her senior season under current Liberty coach Carrie Green, who said she was one of the most versatile players and fiercest competitors he has ever coached. The former Lady Flame, who was originally from the Netherlands, eventually made her way back home and is still making an impact on the court. Here's our Rhett McGibbon with more.
Well, pleased to be joined now by the assistant coach of the Dutch women's wheelchair team that is heading to Tokyo, Irene Sleuth. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Well, obviously, the Olympic Games canceled a year ago. Finally, things are back at it. You're scheduled to go to Tokyo here in just over a week's time. How excited are you that things are finally getting going?
Yeah, I'm very excited about this time. Tomorrow we're leaving. And we've been waiting for a year and a half after it got canceled. And every day it's still a little bit stressed because we all have to test negative. So when we finally take off tomorrow, we'll be very excited.
Well, you had a great career at Liberty, and then you were also playing professional ball overseas. But how did you get into coaching wheelchair basketball?
Yeah, that's interesting. I never thought of coaching another sport than just basketball. After I went to Liberty, I played professional and I started coaching juniors. The coach of the wheelchair basketball team, he said, well, can you maybe do shooting practice with the ladies? And I put a lot of time in it. Started out with the basic stuff and just learned about the game because it's a little bit different. But that's how it started. Yeah.
I was going to ask, that's my next question. How do you take your skill set from your time at LU and then playing pro ball and transition that into wheelchair basketball? How are you able to apply those skills?
Well, basketball, it's all the same, like dribbling, shooting, even the tactics are a bit the same. Just moving the wheelchair is something I really had to learn and experience it myself as well. So I played some practice some with the wheelchair as well. It's quite a transition, but once you put time in it and it's sports, it's elite sports, no different if it's basketball, soccer, baseball, or wheelchair basketball. I think when you work with athletes who want to be the best they can be, it's all the same.
Now, this is your time to boast a little bit. You guys won gold at the 2019 European Championship. As you head into Tokyo now, what are your guys' chances? Are you feeling gold again?
We do, but we don't shout it out loud to everybody. Yeah, in 2018 we won the World Championship as well. Everybody looks at us like the team to beat. All the teams, I expect, are going to play their best game against us. So we have to be prepared for that. And we're going to take every game, one game at a time, focus on ourselves, what we can do. And if that happens, we can do amazing things. But still, other teams, they work just as hard. And once you come to the quarterfinal, then it's exciting times. Yeah, I think we can go for the podium, but still, everything has to work well together.
Well, Coach, I'm sure Flames Nation will be behind you. We'll be rooting for you here as well at Flames Central. Thanks for taking the time today, and best of luck in Tokyo.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate it.
Well, good luck to Irene and her team. Well, Liberty is celebrating 50 years as a university.
I didn't know you guys shared a birth year.
Yeah, right. So we are digging our way back through the archives to bring you some of the greatest moments in Flames history.
This week, our top moment comes from the volleyball court as this Lady Flame made history not once, but twice in the Vine Center.
October 13th, 2019. Amelia Johnson sets the Liberty Vine Center record for kills in a match, hammering home a total of 29.
And a big kill for Amelia Johnson. She is rolling today.
Then, less than a month later, she would do it again.
Johnson elevates and hits the line. 29 kills for Johnson, tying a career high.
In less than a month, Amelia Johnson both set and then tied the Vine Center record with 29 kills in a single match.
A great moment for then Amelia Johnson. She's now Amelia Preston. She actually got married to Liberty basketball big man Blake Preston. So some athleticism
Keeping it in
there.
the Flames family. I like it. Volleyball starting back up, and they will not be in the Vine Center. They'll be in that new Liberty Arena. So exciting stuff.
Can't wait for their season to get going. Yeah, all right. Coming up, a couple more head coaches are locked in at Liberty. Stick around to find out who they are.
Plus, see what Liberty football is doing to cool down on these hot camp days.
Your future career will ask you to analyze, assess, implement, react, make smart decisions in a split second. With the Liberty University degree, you'll be ready because your first day on the equipment comes long before your first day on the job. Get ready to take on tomorrow, today.
At the fence, leaping! Wow!
The 5, pylon, he's in.
Home. It's a feeling that can't quite be put into words. It's a collection of memories, the experiences that make you who you are. Home is the place that brings together people who matter to you. For some, it's the family you're born with. For others, the family you choose. Home is always changing, always growing. But the heart of what makes it special remains the same. The legacy of those who also called this place home lives on. And now, we come home. We remember our past, celebrate the present, and embrace the future. This is Liberty. This is home.
Welcome back to Flame Central. Not that I know anything about this, but apparently when you like what you see, you put a ring on it. Or, well, you extend their contract. We are talking about diamonds here, though. Liberty announced that it extended its contracts of both Scott Jackson of baseball and Dot Richardson of softball earlier this week. The Flames locked in Jackson until the 2028 season after arguably the program's most successful year. Jackson led LU to its second straight NCAA postseason appearance while claiming the ASUN Coach of the Year title. On the women's side, Richardson will remain as the Lady Flames head coach through the 2027 season. LU won its 4th conference championship last year and also made its second appearance in a regional final.
Flames fans should be thrilled to have both those coaches in the fold for years to come. As for Scott Jackson, his journey to Liberty began with his love for baseball, and his love for baseball began with his family.
Liberty head baseball coach Scott Jackson has long had a passion for the game. And part of the reason he loves baseball so much is due to someone very much like himself.
I have a twin brother, so it's hard to play this sport if you don't have somebody to play catch with and to throw BP to you and, compete with, obviously. So if it wasn't for my brother, I may not be sitting here right now.
He and his family would move to 6 different cities before he finished the 8th grade. And it was while living in Gaithersburg, Maryland, that Scott and his brother would develop an avid interest in professional baseball.
This was back in the 80s, and, the Orioles were good. Cal Ripken Jr. and Eddie Murray and all those Orioles. I mean, once we got to 4th or 5th grade, if it wasn't playing baseball, it was watching baseball. If it wasn't watching baseball, it was baseball cards.
But then the family would move to Charlotte, and Scott was introduced to a strange culture where professional sports wasn't king.
My first day of junior high is in Charlotte, and it's the ACC basketball tournament, and the teacher wheels the TV in the classroom, and we're watching Carolina basketball. And I remember going home and telling my dad, these people are crazy. Like, who cares about college sports? That's, I'm not interested. And ironically, now look.
The two brothers would eventually go on to play collegiate baseball, with Scott heading to Campbell University. And it was during his senior season that the idea of coaching began to take shape.
I was told, hey, you'd be a great coach, but you're always going to cling to, I want to keep playing. And so my senior year, I actually fractured my wrist tagging a runner on a delayed steal. And so it ended sooner than I wanted it to, but it gave me a chance to kind of sit there and watch the game and say, okay, I'm graduating, in May. The clock is not stopping for me, and this is my 5th year, so I don't have a 6th year. What's next? And then you start thinking, hey, how can I stay around the game, and how can I maybe pass some things along? And one thing leads to another, and you're able to stay on the field. And then Wofford offers me a job, that pays $3,000 a year to be, a Division I full-time assistant coach. Yeah, I'm going, okay, I'm ready.
Scott would move up the assistant coaching ranks, becoming the pitching coach at Liberty University in 2008. But it was then that Mike Fox, the legendary head coach at North Carolina, offered him a job that he wasn't sure he was ready for.
I walk in the door, and they've been to Omaha 3 years in a row. 2 of them they've played for the national championship. Mike's just been named the National Coach of the Year. They're building a $25 million stadium. And here comes the pitching coach from Liberty to work with the hitters and be the recruiting coordinator at the University of North Carolina. First of all, why did you hire me, coach? It was, you look back on it, and I wasn't the sexy hire. I wasn't the big name. And so I walk in the door there, and I'm just trying not to get the train. Don't let the train get off the tracks. It's moving in the direction, and it's got a head of steam here, and we're moving. And I think Coach Fox was so unbelievably patient with me and really would put his arm around me and say, hey, I'm going to show you how we do it, and if you have any questions, let me know. It shaped me tremendously, and I sit up in my office now and I think back to my time there and some of the things that come out of my mouth and some of my reactions to things, and it's got a lot of Mike Fox in it.
The success and growth he experienced at UNC made Scott a natural candidate for head coaching positions. And yet, when the position at Liberty University opened up in 2016, at first, he had his doubts about making the move.
I can tell you, I wasn't dying to be a head coach. I loved it there. I loved UNC. I loved the people I worked with. You're not going to leave North Carolina for many places. And I came up here to interview and go through the process, and there's something different when you get here on this campus. There's something different about the people here. The facilities, yes, check. That's a box that's an easy check for us here. And then you start to look inside and you say, okay, there's a draw that brings you back here. And so I left and told my wife, I think we got a decision to make here. And so here we are.
As he has built his program at Liberty, Coach Jackson has done so with a holistic approach. Talent is key, but so too is understanding the big picture and the growth that a young athlete can experience as a member of the Flames.
To be able to sit down in front of a kid and his family and to say, do you really care about being who God created you to be, not just as a baseball player, but certainly outside of that, off the field. You're young. I'm sitting here talking to you about what it's going to be like 4 years from now when you're done playing here. That just doesn't resonate. That's not how athletes think, and so that's our job as coaches, and that's the most rewarding thing about being here. It's not perfect for everybody, but while you're here, we're going to push you in the right direction, and there's going to be routine, and there's going to be discipline, and there's going to be the things that you have to be successful in your life when you get done playing here.
Here comes Evans' attempt on 2-2. Ground ball to second. Wagner's got it. Throw to first. Flames win it!
Watching his players buy into what he is teaching them and then seeing them succeed on the field is the ultimate satisfaction for Coach Jackson. And as they have begun to win at a higher level, his expectation for what the Flames can become continues to rise as well.
You sit there and you talk about it over and over again, and you talk about it every day, and hey, do the right thing. And when they do it and they get it, and then you win and you get to watch the kids enjoy the elation of a championship and then go into the postseason, that 1 week stretch has been the most rewarding part of my career up to this point. The postseason is like a drug. You get addicted to it. You feel like you've failed if you don't go to the NCAA tournament. That's how I've always looked at it and how we're going to continue to look at it here, and let's get to a super.
Exciting times ahead for Liberty baseball, but coming up next, we get a little sweet treat on Flames Central. Stick around for more. Hey, thanks for sticking with us. It may be called fall football camp, but really, it's still summertime.
Absolutely. It's been scorching hot outside, and who wants to jump in an ice bath after practice to cool off? This treat seems to do the trick.
We got the Kona Ice out here today. My man Brody. Brody! How we feeling about the Kona Ice, man?
We feeling pretty good.
You see it, man. You see the cone? Freedom, boys. It's straight best flavor. No questions about it.
Delicious.
Look at my boy. Look at my boy. Look at my boy.
That's money, man. I'm telling you, it's good.
We did not get the invite.
You didn't get an invite. You know how long it took me to get my teeth not blue? But we do invite you to download the Flame Central podcast.
Yeah, that was a nice segue. Also, hit up our website, libertyflamecentral.com, to see much more of our content. There's going to be a lot of good football stories coming in the very near future. For Emily, I'm Matt. Thank you so much for watching this week. See you right back here at Flame Central next time.